Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Golden Cruiser. I'm Cindy, and today we're going to be talking about recent item changes or banned items on cruises and airlines. Now in today's video, we're going to go over some changes or things that have been banned recently on airlines and on cruise lines that maybe you weren't aware of or maybe you are. Some of these have already been banned, but people started bringing them on again, so we're just going to go over a few of these items. So sit right back, grab your favorite drink, maybe a snack, sit back and relax, and let's talk about cruising. So number one, this is for airlines. Cordless hair tools. Now recently there's been a lot of ads and things for cordless hair straighteners and cordless hair curlers. Now you can pack these on your carry-on bags only, but you cannot pack these in your checked luggage on an airplane. The reason is that these cordless hair tools are either used with ion batteries or lithium or gas or butane to make them work. So there has been some fires about that these caused, and then down in the cargo hold, this is not good. So make sure if you're taking these items, the cordless ones only, that you put them in your carry-on luggage and they have a safety cover on them, which I've heard most of them come with that. Number two, now this is for airlines also, portable chargers and power banks. So if you're taking a portable charger with you or a power bank to recharge your phone, you have to also carry these on in your bags and not in the checked luggage. Again, there was another fire mid-flight on American Airlines caused by one of these items checked in the luggage. So make sure you carry these only in your carry-on bag also. Number three, now you would think that people know this, but I guess recently, fireworks. Fireworks of any kind, including sparklers or anything, cannot be in your luggage on an airline or a cruise at all. You cannot take these on board. These are banned items, and if you're caught with them, you could be kicked off the plane or the cruise, and you could be charged a large fine. These are major fire hazards, so please don't bring fireworks on board a plane or a cruise ship. Number four, Bluetooth speakers. Now, Carnival has completely banned them for use anywhere on the cruise ship, even in your cabin. The cruise lines do have rules about Bluetooth speakers, so check with the individual cruise line about this to see if you're allowed to bring a Bluetooth speaker on or not. If it's like Carnival and you try to take them on, they will confiscate them. They'll give it back to you at the end of the cruise, but they will take it from you. Royal Caribbean has banned them at their islands, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So make sure and not take these. They really disturb other passengers if you're blaring your Bluetooth around. So this is why they have stopped these. So just check with your individual cruise line to make sure if you can take these or not. Number five, and the rest of these are for cruise ships. Internet routers and Starlink devices. Now this was a Wi-Fi trick passengers were using on cruise lines, and they have now been banned. I think cruise lines caught on to this, and so they banned these items. The cruise ship says that these can interfere with ship systems and pose cybersecurity risk, and they will be confiscated if you bring them on the ship. You'll get them back at the end, but they will confiscate these. So leave these at home. They want you to purchase their Wi-Fi or nothing else, so make sure and leave those at home. Power strips. Now you can bring a non-surge protected power strip, but several months ago, Royal Caribbean and Celebrity banned even non-surge protected power strips. Now on those ships, you have to use a USB cube only with no cord to it. It plugs right into the wall. I'll put a picture up here. Has to plug directly into the wall and just USB only. Otherwise, Royal Caribbean and Celebrity will take those from you and they're banned. So again, check with your cruise line, make sure what items you can take on, what charger ports, power strips you can take on the individual cruise lines because they do vary. So just make sure you're using the corrected ones. Number 7, a case of water bottles. Now you used to be able to bring a case of water bottles on the ship with you, but in the past years, you can only bring like a 12-pack of soda with you on the ships, and these are canned usually. They don't want you to take the water bottles for several reasons. Not good for the environment, the plastic, and because people have started putting other liquids into their water bottles because they can unscrew that cap, glue it back on, no one notices, and then they get on the ship with it. So you can no longer take the water bottles with you on the ship. You can usually purchase water to be delivered to your room, if you want to do that, but you can't carry on the case of water bottles that you used to be able to bring on. So you can still bring on the cans of soda, and you can still bring on a bottle of wine per person, but no more bottled water. Cleaning products. Now, some people have tried to bring like a full bottle of Lysol or even bleach to clean their cabins, but you can't bring these on. These are large amounts of chemicals that the ship does not want you to have on there. No spray bottles of this stuff, no even Comet. You can bring the travel size wipes, which I bring on every trip. I take those wherever I go for hotel rooms, airports, airplanes, however we're traveling. I bring the travel wipes, either Lysol or Clorox. I wipe down our cabin with all these when we first get there. I wipe down our hotel rooms, anything like that. But don't bring full bottles of cleaning products because they will confiscate those. Number 9, water guns, Nerf guns, or anything resembling a weapon. Some passengers have actually had these confiscated recently. I know of a family that wanted to take some Nerf guns or water guns on for their kids to play with when they got on board. The cruise ship will take these away from you. Even if it's a toy, you cannot have it. So remember not to bring anything like this on board. You can't buy these in the port and bring them back on board either. So don't do anything like a replica of a gun, a replica of a sword. Don't buy these things in the ports. Some ships will let you bring these back on in a port once you've already sailed, but they will take it from you and give it to you at the end of the cruise. So don't go into a port and buy your child like a toy, a replica of a weapon, because it'll get taken away right there when you get back on the ship, and you might get it at the end of the ship. So nothing that looks like a weapon is allowed. Number 10 is oversized mobility scooters. Be careful if you have a scooter or wheelchair that is large. Check with your cruise line size limit. There are size rules on cruise ships because they have to be able to fit into your cabin door and different areas around the ship. So if your scooter or wheelchair is too large, they won't let you on the ship. So make sure and check with the cruise line before. You should always check with the cruise line beforehand if you are coming on with a scooter or wheelchair or any kind of medical equipment. You need to let them know. Now, a lot of the cruise lines can make arrangements for a mobility scooter for you to rent one, and it would come to the cruise line the day you get on board. So you just have to let them know ahead of time. You do have to rent that. Now, they're not available there at the terminal to just rent. You have to make arrangements ahead of time with the cruise line for that to be there. So if you do need one, maybe yours is too large and you need to rent a smaller one, check with the cruise lines and they can normally set this up for you. Number 11. Now, a lot of people know this, but new passengers don't, that you can't bring irons or clothes steamers. So any item that would cause a fire is not allowed on a cruise ship. So anything like an iron or a steamer. Most cruise lines have laundry, self-serve laundry areas, and there's usually an iron in there, an ironing board that you can use in there. but you cannot bring these on the ship. Check the list of prohibited items before you sail on your cruise to find out what all is banned. Number 12, fruits, vegetables, and live plants. You cannot bring perishable foods on a cruise ship or live plants, or you could be fined. And you can be fined if you take these items off the ship into some port. So say you wanted to take a banana or apple off the ship with you into port to have later for a snack. You can't do that. I know when we were just in our Alaska trip a few months back, they had signs of all this, don't take food off the ship. And we weren't even allowed to bring it back on Royal Caribbean. We couldn't even bring back like salmon or anything this trip, where in the past year on Carnival, we were able to bring back some packaged salmons and things. And I even asked them before I got off the cruise, can we bring back the packaged salmon or salmon patés they had? And they told me no, we could bring no food back on the ship. So check with the cruise line, but usually you can't take food off or back on the ship. So make sure and check with that. Now, there are a lot more items that are banned on cruise ships. These are just 12 that I went over that have recently been tried to take on the airlines or on ships that have come up again. There's a lot of items that are banned. So check with your individual cruise lines. If you go onto their website or Google their website, you can see what items are prohibited to be taken on a cruise. You want to make sure of that before you go, because usually they'll confiscate these items and then you'll get them back at the end. But if there's something that's an illegal item, you won't get those back. So don't try to take on your CBD creams or your CBD, gummies. Those will get confiscated and you won't get them back, and you could be banned from your cruise. So just be careful what you're taking on there. Check the list on their website. So I want to thank you for stopping by today. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. So thanks again for stopping by, and I hope to see you all again real soon on my channel, The Golden Cruiser. Bye for now and have a wonderful day.